Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. So today you're joining for another Premier prediction. That is right, in this game week we predict Premier League game week 17. That is right guys, in this series I go through each side, give you some details about each side, then give you my prediction at the end of that conversation. So like to say video man, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not ready. Without further ado man, let's begin with our game week 17 predictions. First we've got Newcastle versus Chelsea. So Newcastle lost 1-0 to their derby rivals Sunderland by an own goal by Waldemar. Against their derby rivals man, not a good game for Newcastle. In my opinion, didn't play to their best. Newcastle obviously, once they scored that own goal, you know, it was quite a boring game, quite a boring derby should I say, very boring derby indeed, considering it's been many years since they played each other. It's a very boring derby game, and that's what I can say about that. They do sit in 12th place, so not a good season for Newcastle as of yet, but like I say, the season is a long season, so they've still got time to bring it back. They're up against Chelsea, who beats Everton 2-0. Good win for Chelsea considering the way Everton are right now. You know, Everton were a team in form, so to beat Everton, good win for Chelsea right there. Chelsea do sit in 4th place, but 8 points behind leaders Arsenal. Chelsea are a side that are very unsettled at the moment, with their team being changed every single game week. Obviously they play against Cardiff this week in the Cup. Yes, I know it's Cardiff in League One standard, but they did rotate their squad quite a lot. So again, it's just very unsettled players at the squad, and that is the issue with Chelsea right now. So I do have this game to end as a draw. That game to end as a 2-2 draw. Bournemouth versus Burnley. So Bournemouth, fantastic game on Monday night against Man United. That is right, 4-4 draw with Man United. In my opinion, they should have won right at the end, but good save by the keeper, Man United keeper. But yeah, 4-4 draw for Bournemouth. Very good game. You know, they competed, they battled, they came from behind as well. So Man United were a team in form. So to get a draw against Man United, good draw for them. Like 8 games into the season, Bournemouth are having such a fantastic season. They're like top 4. Then obviously now they have dropped down to play in 13th place, which, you know, they've dropped down drastically in the last couple of 3 or 4 game weeks. So but yeah, you know what, Bournemouth have drew their last 2 games against Chelsea and Man United, so they've got a bit of confidence going into the side right now, and good to see because I do like Bournemouth, and see what happens with them this season. They're against Burnley, who lost 3-2 to Fulham. Yeah, Burnley guys have lost 7 games on the bounce now, which is very poor. But they sit a massive 6 points away from getting out the relegation zone. Guys, 6 points in the relegation zone is a lot considering how brutal the Premier League is. So Burnley guys have a lot. Burnley have it all to do, guys. In my opinion, Burnley have it all to do. They need to pick up these points soon. But this game won't be easy because I say they're up against Bournemouth, who have drew their last 2 games against Chelsea and Man United. Seeing a lot of things going on right now about Scott Parker being sacked. In my opinion, I don't think he deserves to be sacked. He's gone up to the from the Championship to the Premier League, and I don't know. I think if Burnley changed manager now, then it could affect them even more as the season goes on. Guys, I got Bournemouth to beat Burnley 2-1. This is 8th versus 10th. It's Brighton versus Sunderland. So Brighton lost 2-0 to Liverpool at the weekend. Now they have lost in the last 3 games, guys. Brighton have lost 2, drew 1. So Brighton's confidence right now is at a stalemate where it's very inconsistent. They have dropped down to 10th place 3 weeks ago. They were top 6, now dropped down 10th in the league. So yeah, Brighton need to pick up some points soon, because obviously, like I say, Brighton will want Europa League football next year. So I think they need to just keep pushing. But this game will not be easy because they're up against Sunderland, who beat their derby rivals Newcastle. That is right, 1-0. That has moved them up to 8th place in the table. I've got to say, Sunderland, man, such a good season for them. I've got to say, that's all I can say about Sunderland. Fantastic season. They have literally come out the blocks from the get-go and just literally proved to everyone, even myself, that they belong in the Premier League. Because like I say, Sunderland guys always come down, come up, come get down, come up. And the way they've got their team going right now, they're here to stay, trust me. I think Brighton guys will come out this week and put up a fight against Sunderland. That's why I got this game to end as a draw. That's why I got Brighton versus Sunderland to end as a 1-1 draw. Next up, we've got Man City versus West Ham, guys. That is right, Man City remain 2 points behind leaders Arsenal, okay. Man City right now on fire. Haaland is on fire. You know, someone needs to stop Haaland soon, because if you don't get stopped, he's going to be unstoppable till the end of the season, in my opinion. Phil Foden is back where he belongs, playing well, scoring goals, and back in the England squad he should be, in my opinion. But yeah, Man City, man, have it. You know, Man City, in my opinion, have what it takes to catch Arsenal, to stop Arsenal to win the league again, because obviously Man City have experience in all this. Arsenal do not. They always scuff the league. Man City don't. So it's going to be an intense second half of the season. Man City, man, unstoppable right now. They're up against West Ham, who lost 3-2 to Aston Villa. You know what? They did battle hard. They played quite well. West Ham did compete, but because of that loss now, though, they still remain in the bottom 3 by 3 points. So West Ham, again, need this win as well, because it, you know, push them out of the relegation zone if the results go their way. Okay, so just on that, I've got Man City, guys, to beat West Ham 2-0. Next, we've got Wolves versus Brentford, and Wolves, I don't want to talk about Wolves too much because I've had such a shocking season. 2 points, okay, but I will say they did compete against Arsenal, but they did lose 2-1, but they competed. They only lost by 2 own goals, by the way. Like, they didn't, you know, Arsenal did not score from open play. West Wolves scored for them. So yeah, they lost 2-1 to Arsenal, and I was checking that score every single time, and it kept going to 0-0. I like, you know what, if Wolves get a point against Arsenal, then that's a great achievement. But yeah, and they are a massive 14 points away from safety. So I think Wolves are relegated, but just a matter of time now. And it, you know, it'll be in the next 10 games or so. If they don't get any wins by then I think they will be relegated. Okay, they're up against Brentford, who drew 1-1 with Leeds. In their last 3 games, they have lost 2 and drew 1. So Brentford's form is not great as well as Wolves, but Brentford should not have a problem against Wolves, because the way Brentford are, you know, they're so solid at the back. They work hard, they play hard, and they, you know, they are playing some good football even though they are losing. And Brentford do have trouble scoring goals, so that's why I got Brentford to beat Wolves by only 1 goal. That's right, guys, I got Brentford to beat Wolves 1-0. This is the game of the weekend for me. It's Spurs versus Liverpool. Spurs lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest, which now moves them down to 11th place in the table. Okay, and Spurs are just Spurs, man, all over again. They are struggling with the season again. They're now sitting 11th place, like I just said. And Spurs always start off well in the season and always flop within 7 games in. So you know what, Spurs are just same old Spurs. Thomas Frank, give him time. I think Spurs need to give him time, because he's a very good manager. But obviously the way they are playing right now, you know, they are leaking goals massively, and if they keep leaking goals, getting goals scored past them, then it's going to be a long old season. I think, in my opinion, they need James Maddison back. Yes, he's doing his ACL, he's injured, but to get him fit by the new year, I think that is the plan. Then they've got a good player back there from injury, because when Maddison is playing, they are a better side. Xavi Simons, I don't think, you know, don't quite do it for me at the moment. Does not quite do it for me. I think he will come good, but it might take a bit of time. Okay, they're up against Liverpool, who beat Brighton 2-0. Okay, Mo Salah came on 30 minutes into the game due to an injury, set up one of the goals to put a bit of faith back into him with Arne Slot. But he's obviously off to AFCON, so Liverpool will be without Salah and a few other players, I think, as well. But yeah, Liverpool, you know, they are coming back a little bit. In their last 4 games, they've won 2 and drew 2, so they are picking up points now, considering they weren't 5 weeks ago. But yeah, I think Arne Slot just needs to sort out the situation with Mo Salah, because I think, you know, I think he'll be leaving if they don't sort it out soon. Liverpool obviously will not win the league this year. It's been a poor title rematch for Liverpool this year. You know, they won the league last season, but they are failing to do so this year. Yeah, I think like I said, guys, it's just a bit of confidence. I think some players are getting old in Liverpool as well, so that doesn't help either. Guys, obviously, Spurs lead goals right now. I think Liverpool will put a few goals past them for that reason. So I've got Liverpool, guys, to beat Spurs 3-1. Everton versus Arsenal. So Everton lost 2-0 to Chelsea at the weekend, which now sees them drop down to 8th place. Their key player, Jude Hall, picked up a hamstring injury, which I think he might miss a few games now, and that's a big loss for Everton, considering the way they have been this season with him and Grealish on the left-hand side. Obviously, guys, that left-hand side, it has been utilised so much, and it's worked well with Everton, but Jude Bellingham is now injured, so that's a massive loss for them right there. Quite a tight game in my opinion. They're up against Arsenal, who beat Wolves only by a 2-1 win, but 2 own goals, and they do now sit 2 points clear at the top of the table. Only 2 points, by the way, so Arsenal need points as soon as possible. Okay, yeah, Gyökeres has not been scoring goals. Gabriel Jesus is back in the side, you know, he's back fit now, and, you know, fantastic player on his day, but very injury prone. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think Arsenal, you know what, I bet Mikel Arteta is feeling it a little bit, you know. I bet he's feeling the pressure because, again, they were so far ahead. Now they're only 2 points ahead, so the pressure is on for Arsenal. Arsenal, guys, in the last couple of games have not been great. They have conceded goals, not been scoring goals. So just on that, I do have this game to end as a draw. That's why I got this game, guys, to end as a 2-2 draw. Leeds versus Crystal Palace. So Leeds drew 1-1 with Brentford at the weekend. Okay, in their last 3 games, they've won 1 and drew 2. So Leeds have been picking up some points, which is great news for them right there, because Leeds have picked up 5 points in their last 3 games. They now move 3 points clear above the relegation zone. That is right. So Leeds have a bit of breathing space right now. So fair play to Leeds, man. Carl Lewin has scored 5 goals this season in the Premier League, and again he's proving why. He's a good player on his day and a good player when he's in form. So Leeds have got him scoring goals right now, and, you know, and it's paying off massively. Okay, they're paying off massively. They're up against Crystal Palace, who sit in 5th place. They lost 3-0 to Man City last week. 10 points behind leaders Arsenal. I've got to say, man, Palace to sit in 5th place within, you know, first 16 games. Massive achievement. Okay, but they have been lacking goals since Mateta has been out injured. So I think they need to sort out that situation with Eddie Nketiah, because I think great player, guys, Nketiah, but he's just not scoring enough goals for me. With Mateta now out for a little bit, they need to rely on him a little bit more, in my opinion. But yeah, 5th place overall, fantastic season. Got this game to end as another draw. That's why I got this game, guys, to end as a 1-1 draw. Aston Villa versus Man United. Okay, so Villa beat West Ham 3-2 to move them up to 3rd place in the table, only 3 points below leaders Arsenal in the title race. That's right, are Villa in the title race, guys, or Aston Villa in that title race? In my opinion, the way they're going right now, winning games, scoring goals, you know what, Villa could actually win the league this year, and it'd be mad if they did. It'd be crazy if they won the league. I don't know, Villa might find it hard towards the end of the season due to the lack of players. Obviously Arsenal and Man City have so many good players in their squad. You know, Villa has a smaller squad than both of them. But you know what, so far so good. We're going positives right now. Yeah, 3rd in the table, 3 points behind leaders Arsenal. In their last 5 games, they've won 5 on the bounce. So Villa are in there with a title shot, and fair play to them. You know, good luck to them. That's what I can say. They're up against Man United, who drew 4-4 with Bournemouth. And guys, I watched the game on Monday night against Bournemouth, and what Man United do, which is kind of bad, is they leave it open at the back for counter-attacks. Obviously, when Man United come forward, their formation changes. You know, it leaves the opposite team a lot of space in behind, and that is what Bournemouth exploited, guys. The counter-attack, and again, Man United did look a bit iffy at the back, like they always have done. So yeah, in the last 4 games though, they have won 2 and drew 2. But like I say, they're leaking goals all the time. Every single game, they always concede at least 1 or 2 goals. And yeah, the counter attack needs to be sorted out, guys, because they got done by Bournemouth 3 times on the counter-attack. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. So just on that, I think Villa will beat Man United, guys. So I got Villa to beat Man United 2-0. We are now down to the final game of this game week, guys. It is Fulham versus Nottingham Forest. That as well. This is 14th versus 16th in the table. Okay, so Fulham beat Burnley 3-2. Fantastic win. Now moves them a massive 7 points above relegation. In their last 5 games, they've won 3 and lost 2. So form-wise, it isn't great, but they're picking up points, and that is the main thing. Alright, that is the main thing. Yeah, they moved up to 14th. Last week they were in 16th, so they moved up 2 places. So, you know, one step in the right direction, in my opinion. Up against Forest, guys, who smashed Spurs 3-0. That is right. In their last 5 games, okay, they have scored 7 goals in their last 5 games. So they are scoring goals. They have leaked 5 goals in the last 5 games. So that's a goal a game, really. Since Sean Dyche's come in, they've done really, really well. I think the way they sacked Nuno Santo was very, very harsh. Obviously, fantastic manager. He would have got him playing again. Would have got him winning again. But Sean Dyche's come in and he's proved himself. So that is the main thing right there, okay. So just on that, guys, I've got this game to end as a Forest win. That's why I got Forest to beat Fulham 2-1. There we go, guys. That's my Premier League Game Week 17 predictions. If you do agree with any of my decisions, hit that down below in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a debate in the comment section. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching today's video. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new one. Game week 17 is here. Enjoy the weekend. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new one. Good night.